Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn about data mining. So it's a basic introduction to data mining. Now picture this. You walk into your favorite shopping app to browse a few dresses and you don't buy anything. You just look around and leave the app. Now 5 minutes later, the same app, Instagram, YouTube and even Google start showing you the exact same dresses. Now is it magic? Absolutely no. That is data mining quietly working behind the scenes. So now let's understand what data mining really is, how it works, and why is it the backbone of modern decision making. So let's see that why do we mine data? Because there is an explosive growth of data, right? Now a few years back, about 10 to 12 years back, we don't have that much data with us because we need to conduct surveys, and these surveys must be conducted manually, right? So it's a very time taking process. But now with all the digital era we are in, all the data is everywhere. We are feeding data every single minute to the apps, and the apps are now getting the data from us and they are working on it. So the data from terabytes to petabytes is one of the reason we need to mine it. Now, the availability or collection of data is very much nowadays. That's why also we need to mine data. And there are now automated data collection tools, database systems, web computerized society. That's why also we need to mine data. Now, we are drowning in data, but we are starving for knowledge. Now, we understood that the major sources of abundant data, like in business, the web, e-commerce, transactions, stocks, for science, remote sensing, society, and everyone, we get news, digital cameras, YouTube, etc., and etc. So we have a lot amount of data, a huge amount of data. So we are actually drowning in it, but we are starving for knowledge because all of this data is not useful. That's the catch, right? And because of this necessity, data mining got invented, as necessity is the mother of invention. So the data mining, automated analysis of the massive data sets, is actually why do we need to mine data. Now, we are taking a situation like, imagine you are the manager of a supermarket like Big Bazaar. Now, every day, hundreds of customers walk in, thousands of items are scanned, so many people are making payments, and tons of data are generated. But this raw data alone has no value. What will you do with all of these huge amount of data? So now you imagine that you notice some interesting uh, things like people who buy bread also buy butter. This is the data that is actually useful. Or people who buy Maggie often buy capsicum and onion also. Or people buying baby diapers purchase them between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. more. So, what if you could use these patterns to rearrange shelves, design combo offers, or predict future sales? This process of discovering meaningful patterns, trends, and insights from large data sets is called data mining. Right? When we have this amount of large raw data and we can actually extract some patterns from it for the growth of our businesses, uh, that's why we need data mining, because we need to mine that important information, that important pattern from the huge raw data. So we can just say that that is data mining. Now we are going to see the evaluation of database technology through the years. In the 1960s, there were data collection, database creation, IMS, and network DBMS. In this 1970s, there came relational data model, relational DBMS implementation. 1980s came RDBMS, advanced data models, and application-oriented DBMS. And now, in 1990s and 2000s, data mining and data warehousing, multimedia database, and web database. So this is how the database have evolved. So we are collecting the data somewhere, right? That is called the database. So the database is evolved like this through the years. Now we can simply say what is data mining as extraction of implicit, previously unknown and potentially useful information from the data. So simply, we can also say that data mining is the process of discovering meaningful patterns, trends, relationships, and useful information from the large volumes of data using statistical, mathematical, and machine learning techniques. So see what is happening. We have a huge amount of data and extracting the key information, extracting the knowledge from the data for our any business purpose or any purpose is data mining. Now, for that extraction, there are statistics, mathematics, and machine learning techniques being used. Okay. So, in simple words, data mining means extracting hidden insights, finding patterns, making predictions, supporting business decisions, and it is a core part of business intelligence and data science. Now, you are seeing this image. This is how we are getting the knowledge from the data. So this is very simple as first we have the huge data set. So we select the data in the selection process and get our target data. Like we have the credit card bills, we have the shopping grocery list for different persons. But for a particular purpose, like we need to check how much the credit card bills are generating. So why would we use the grocery list, right? For that, we are just focusing on the credit card bills have been paid. So that's the target data. Now that target data goes through pre-processing and we get the pre-processed data. Now in the pre-processing, we do the data analysis part where we clean the data, where we handle the missing values and get a very informative data set from that huge amount of raw data. After that, from the pre-processed data, the data got transformed in the transformation stage and we get the transformed data. Now, this transformed data is basically what we need. Like if we have a table-like structure and we want it in an Excel sheet like that, or transformation, right? And after getting the transformed data, we move into data mining. Now here we use different data mining techniques, different machine learning algorithms, and get some patterns out of the transformed data. Now, when we get the patterns, we just do evaluation or interpretation to get the knowledge of this huge data set. So this is the process which is known as KDD, knowledge discovery in database process. See, you can see this. So this is a view from typical database systems and data warehousing communities. Data mining plays an essential role in the knowledge discovery process. So this is the whole working of how we are using data mining and why is it used in the whole process, correct? Now let's move on to the working of data mining. So simply first we identify the problem like we do in data science. So for example, a company wants to reduce customer churn. This is the problem they are facing. So they are working on they are going to work for data mining for this. Now what we do, we collect the data from different websites, transactions, social media sensors, etc. We get the data collected and then we move to data pre-processing. We clean the data, integrate it, transform it, and then move to data mining techniques. Now we can use different machine learning or deep learning algorithms for the data mining, like classification, clustering. There are data mining techniques also like association, prediction, etc. Then we evaluate it. We check if the patterns found are meaningful and accurate or not. After that, we just deploy it. We implement insights in real business. So this is the working of data mining. Now I want to show you that these are some examples where data mining is actually used hugely. Like first example is Amazon product recommendation. Now Amazon analyzes your searches, viewing history, and past purchases to recommend similar products. Or Netflix recommendation system. Now Netflix uses data mining to understand what people like watching and recommends movies based on patterns. Next example is banking fraud detection. So banks monitor transaction patterns. If something unusual happens, like a transaction in another country, the system flags it. Then we can check it and detect that if this transaction is a fraud or not. Next comes telecom companies. So companies like Jio or Airtel identify customers who are likely to switch and target them with special offers. Now, example 5 would be retail market basket analysis. So, supermarkets discover which products are bought together and design combo offers, or they put the products together in such a way in the Walmart or in the shop. Like, if I'm getting that, somehow I'm going to purchase the product along with it, if because they are a combo type of thing. And that combo, how do we know that? By this data mining. So data mining is very useful, and we should learn about it and know how to implement it, because it's working everywhere. And on the basis of this data mining, we are getting very informative data that is going to help me for my predictions and decision making. So that's all for data mining. Thank you so much.